Welcome to Revive Hi-Fi Canada, and our latest episode is the Keeper series for Wharfedale Diamond 12.1, and I'm really excited to talk about this speaker. It's a newer speaker, of course. It's currently on the market. It's about 12 inches tall, so it fits right into the speakers that I like. This is the first part 1 of this speaker keeper series on Wharfedale Diamond 12.1, and we will talk about the build quality during this episode, as we normally do here on Revive Hi-Fi Canada. And for those of you who do not know about this channel, we tend to talk about items that you'd find on the new and used market, audio items like DACs, amps, speakers. We've been focusing a lot on speakers as we've gotten started, but we will start moving towards amplifiers, receivers, DACs, other types of equipment that we've had the chance that have crossed our desk or crossed our listening area over the past several years. We've been in this hobby for a long time, and the goal of our channel is just to bring attention and perhaps more interest to this awesome hobby that what we enjoy every day, listening to different speakers and amps and different combos. So without further ado, here is the Wharfedale Diamond 12.1. The build quality on these speakers is the most striking part, I would say. At this price point, I would say that they're punching right at the top, if not above their weight. They are excellently built speakers. It actually takes you a little bit by surprise how well these speakers are built. I'll go first into the cabinet quality. The cabinet quality is absolutely solid. I usually have a bit of a recording that I play, and this is no different. Yeah, these are excellent. So just to give you an idea, as you can hear, these speakers sound incredibly solid. It's like knocking on a piece of granite, and it's very similar to a previous speaker that we've discussed on the channel. It's the Q Acoustics 2020i. Those were also very well braced cabinets, and I've mentioned previously on previous videos that the cabinet is something that I've become much more interested in over the past little while, as I see that many of the better speakers that I own or that have come across my listening area and have given away or moved on have really shown that the cabinet that sounds more inert tends to have a more steady bass, a cleaner bass sound, and it just generally, you know that you've got a better built product, and these are definitely fall into that category. The cabinet is super solid. It has in this case we have the walnut colored vinyl wrap on these speakers, and you can see on the back, as the speaker I have on the right, that the wrap goes all the way around the back, and this wrap has a nice texture to it. It is a little higher quality than what you tend to see in this price segment of audio at least from my experience, that in my opinion it's very good. It has a front baffle that is the front facing part of the speaker, that is a nice shiny black plastic type material. It's a really nice speaker, and you'll hear some sound demos soon as on this video, but just to go a little bit more into the build, on the back you can see on the right speaker that they have these unique binding posts, and the last few editions of the Wharfedale Diamond that I've seen have had similar diagonal facing, bi-wiring, bi-ampable type of binding posts that are on the back. I kind of like that nice up and down diagonal facing. It's really easy for me to hook my speaker cables into those, so I appreciate those. On the left side on the speaker, on the front view, you can see that it has these nice silver rings around the woofer and the tweeter, and that's very makes a very nice looking speaker with the Wharfedale emblem on the bottom. It's very pretty, actually. I'm a very big fan of these speakers. So in terms of the impedance of the speaker, it's an 8 ohm speaker, so it's pretty easy to drive. It has a rated frequency response of, I believe, 65 to 20,000 hertz. We'll talk more about the bass later on the next video, but 65, you know, it's not the highest, but so these are not bass monsters by any means, but I would say that you don't really miss the bass. It has a recommended amplifier power of 20 to 100 watts. It has really nice binding posts, as I mentioned, and has a sensitivity of 88 dB. So again, it's not the easiest speaker to drive, but because it has an 8 ohm 8 ohm impedance, it should be pretty easy. 8 ohms, 88 dB sensitivity. It's not too bad then. You can see that it has a rear port in the back. The rear port is nicely made again as a part of the cabinet construction. It doesn't feel wonky at all. It's very solid in the cabinet, and so that's very encouraging. It has a 5-inch what they call a clarity woofer. Apparently it is made from polypropylene and mica. It has a 1-inch soft dome tweeter, which they call it's woven polyester. And yeah, I have to say, I have nothing but good things to say. One of my main, as you heard previously on this channel, one of my main kind of peeves about speaker grills is I really wish that all speaker grills were magnetic, and I think it's a sign of a better made speaker. And this speaker tends to, this speaker is no different. It's a very well made speaker. It has a magnetic speaker grills. The speaker grills actually go on very tightly. So just to give you a heads up on that. It is 12 and 5/16 inches high, 11 inches deep, so it is pretty deep. So you get a pretty nice bass sound, and it's got a 7 1/8 inch width, and they're about 15 pounds each. So they're not light, and when you move them around for such a size of speaker, 15 pounds is pretty. It's pretty hefty, and so you can feel the extremely good build quality on these speakers. So that's all I tend to talk about on these first initial episodes of the Speaker Keeper series features, where we actually talk about the build quality of speakers that I consider keepers, and at least in my collection, these are definitely fitting that category. I love the vinyl wrap, actually. For one of the few, I love that it's a matte walnut. It's not a shiny walnut, so it has a very classy look to it. And I also like to point out those in this clarity woofer that's a mica polypropylene, according to what I've seen. It actually has a nice texture inside the woofer of these little lines. You might be able to see it slightly, or if you take a look online, you might be able to take a look closer. It's a very unique woofer. I find that when I play music on here, and we'll talk more about when I have the sound impressions, the woofer has a very high compliance to it, in my opinion, at least. It's kind of a soft type woofer, but the clarity, it has an aptly named woofer because the clarity is definitely there. And I really like the surround on the surrounding material around the tweeter. It's almost as big as the woofer, as you can see. It is a pretty cool looking design, and it also functions quite well, as you'll hear. Again, we're going to have a sound demo of these speakers, and these are not anything to like make your final judgment on or any of your final decision on. This is of course through YouTube, through headphones, or whatever you choose to listen on. But just to give you an idea, this is in the living room, so whatever gives you sort of an idea of how it might sound in a real life listening situation. This is about a 10 by 20 or maybe actually more like a 15 by 25 foot room, so it's not a small room. And these play very well, and I've got them on speaker stands here connected to this amp, and we'll play a couple songs here to give you just an idea of how they might sound. And please, if you like the channel, if you like what we're putting on this channel, I urge you to subscribe, and we'll be having many more speakers on this channel featured, as well as amps, and we've got quite a few more to show from all different time periods. So whether you find them used or on the new market, you might just gives you an idea of some extra data or an extra info that you might take with you and think about when you're looking at these different types of speakers, or just if you want to learn about this great hobby, to get interested to try different types of speakers and different amps. I urge you to subscribe. So thank you again for watching, and stay tuned for the next speaker feature on these Keeper series for the Wharfedale Diamond 12.1, where we talk about sound impressions. But overall build quality is outstanding, and that's why they are part of the Keeper series. Absolutely. So thank you.
What's up is down, what's left is right. Chasing stars and holding you. I can't see the end, but we'll see it through. Don't fly too high. Be sure to keep the ground in sight. Fly forever if you keep it tight. Love the world and keep the sky in your mind. Get on board. We're soaring on top of right.